Right, did you know that New Zealand's 4.8 million dairy cows are peeing out around 1,000 tonnes of nitrogen a day? It's based on information related to milk urea concentration in daily bulk milk reports. Some 200 tonnes of this is ultimately ending up leaching into groundwater. Now, farmers who get bulk milk reports from their milk supplier are encouraged to use milk urea concentration, the MU information, to start tracking this and improve practices to reduce the levels. We're joined by CRV Ambreed's Head of Research and Development, Phil Beatson. Welcome to the show, Phil. I mean, how do farmers get on and utilise and deal with this information?
Yeah, well, look, I think we need to put this in some context. I don't think that agriculture and dairying in particular necessarily get shown in a great light around environment these days. And of course, we all know that there are other sources of water contamination. It involves all New Zealanders through town, cities, development, etc. But there's no doubt that dairy and agriculture do have a part to play. This has prompted us at Ambreed to be proactive in developing genetics to address the problem, the issue, I should say, not a problem, the issue of nitrogen leaching. And the milk urea information that farmers get each day is a really good steer as to where the amount of nitrogen hitting the ground is heading.
So, Phil, why did your organisation get involved in this sort of research?
We're a genetics company. We became aware, or it was becoming more and more apparent, 10 or so years ago, that issues apart from animal production, animal productivity, were becoming more and more important. And so issues around animal welfare, climate change, and particularly around the environment became interesting to us. And nitrogen leaching was one of those issues. There is a significant amount of nitrogen that is hitting the ground each day from our dairy cows. As you say, it's about 1,000 tonnes. And the issue became, what can we do to reduce that amount? And it's clear to us that it can be reduced. And genetics is one means. If we feed cows a better balanced diet, that will also is very meaningful in reducing urinary nitrogen. And, of course, stocking rate is another one that we can utilise to reduce the amount of urinary nitrogen hitting the ground per hectare.
Phil, can you explain just a little bit around the science with MU and dietary nitrogen, how that actually works?
So the cow eats about 180 kilograms of nitrogen a year. And she uses some of that for milk, some of that for muscle production, although not much for muscle production in the grown cow. But a lot of that 180 kilograms is excreted in urine and in feces, but mainly, or in dung, but mainly it's in urine. So about 45% of that 180 kilograms of nitrogen she eats each year is peed out in urine. So that's around 75 to 85 kilograms of nitrogen peed out each year per cow.
Okay, so how can we encourage farmers to use their bulk milk reports to start tracking this on a daily basis, and what can they do?
So the bulk milk report is a good indicator of urinary nitrogen. There's a very good relationship between the bulk milk urea concentration that they get in that daily report and the amount of nitrogen peed out each day per cow. The average milk urea is about 30, and at that level, on average, a cow is peeing out around 210 grams of nitrogen per day. But we have instances of farms that are regularly down at around 20, and at the other extreme, or not extreme, but further away from that 30, higher levels of, say, 40 bulk milk urea values. We can moderate that milk urea through feeding and breeding.
If I can just finish there, Phil, and this is the relationship to CRV is around you releasing low nitrogen or low N bulls. Is that in sires? Is that correct?
Correct. So we are releasing, or have over the last year, released our low N sires brand, and they have the ability, we believe, over 20 years to reduce N leaching by 20% through genetics alone.
So just one more quick wrap on that. So 20% through genetics alone. If we get the feed right, where would we go? 1,000 tonnes of nitrogen a day from our 4.8 million cows. 20% says we're down to 800 with the right feed. Could we halve it, Phil? Is that possible?
I'm absolutely sure that if we got our milk ureas down to 20 to 24 on a national average, we would almost reduce leaching to an acceptable, negligible outcome. So, and that's because the urinary nitrogen N leached is not a straight line. That relationship is a curve.
Yep.
So a reduction of 20% in urinary nitrogen would reduce leaching by probably 40 or 50%.
Radio Live Rural Exchange.
Very interesting.
I reckon that's fascinating. I mean, that's one of the best, I guess we've got to see the impact over time of the bulls and the breeding, but the fact that he combined it with the feeding, it felt like to me that was the sort of most concrete answer I've heard. Lowy, I mean...
20% is huge.
Yeah, massive,
And that's why you have to look at it. And
Yep.
if year on year, and once you get the second and third and fourth cross, then, we've seen the production side of things jump dramatically, both in cattle and deer and sheep, etc. And if we can do that, it'll just enhance our agriculture. Put the Greens out of a job.
Really interesting. My friend actually told me
He's going
this
in low
week,
and hard. Yeah. Yes, Sarah, sorry.
what about when there was millions of dinosaurs on this planet and they were doing their bizzo all over
Yeah,
this
they didn't
planet?
leach as bad. Haven't you read about that?
No, I haven't studied dinosaur nitrogen leaching.
Well, Professor Lowe, please
Hamish
come in.
showed me a paper that he started while he's at Massey University down there in the
I
Buckethead
didn't finish many in the ag field. Yeah.
Your
not
PhD
saying
you never
Hamish-
got back to.
Not saying Hamish is a dinosaur by any stretch of the imagination.
No, of course not. Of course not, like, of course not. Yeah. But
Let's move on quickly.
So
eh?
were they quite the dinosaurs? They weren't too bad with the old peeing. They were the nitrogen.
They had bigger
levels.
bladders.
No, just
Made those
listen to our guest Phil. He said about nitrogen's retained for muscle growth. A dairy cow does not have muscle growth.
Yes,
The dinosaur.
was a bit about muscle growth. They
Yeah.
like a burly old front rower, eh? They like a bit of muscle. They like to be a bit beefy.
You and I, Hamish, wouldn't leach as much as a skinny little back.
Yeah,
Mind
yeah.
you, the backs these days are bigger than what we are. So
Yeah. Mind you, my poor mum on the farm had to always say, what's that brown patch out in the lawn by the fence there? You boys.
Didn't you go shrub by shrub?
This is Rural Exchange, where you get it all.